Hi guys, in today's video we are playing with Natasha Denona's new Bloom eyeshadow palette. I will be creating this eyeshadow look today. What I'll do is I will show you which colors I'm using, what brush I'm using to apply it with, and how I'm applying the eyeshadows. And then when I'm done with the eyeshadow look, I will go off camera and just finish off my eyeliner, eyelashes and face makeup. And then I'll come back with the final eyeshadow look and give you my final thoughts on the palette itself and the eyeshadow look. I primed my eyelids with the Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer in the color YP3. And then I just filled my eyebrows with the Maybelline Express Brow in the color Cool Brown. And then just set that with the NYX Control Freak in the Clear Brow Setter Gel. I'm using Petal on a big fluffy brush. And I'm just going to set this concealer everywhere because it settles in the crease lines very quickly. This is a very beautiful overall eyelid setter color. I'm taking a bit of Ren on that same eyeshadow brush. I just cleaned it off with my Sigma switch. And I'm just placing that a bit higher than I would normally place my crease colors. And just blending it upwards, not quite to the brow bone. Just leaving a little bit of light at the top. Just so I can create a bit more of a seamless color blend. Just deepening up a little bit. I'm taking Brick on a slightly smaller blender brush. And I'm just placing that in the deeper parts of the crease. And blending it into that previous Rain color. It's a really nice warm color, this one. I used to love wearing colors like this in my crease. And I've been gravitating a lot more towards the cooler toned shades these days because it just creates that depth for the hooded eye a bit better, in my opinion. I'm taking Bark on an even smaller blending brush. And I'm just placing that in this deepest part of the crease, focusing the product on the outer side, and then blending it inwards. I'm just using a mix between little small circular motions and a bit of a wiper motion. Just taking it a little bit on the inner side as well. Not too low. I'm just using the previous brush, not adding any product, just blending the edges of the brown color. I want to deepen up under the eyes, but I don't really want that orangey shade, so I am using floss. On that same brush I used the orange color with, I just cleaned it off. And I'm just placing it under the eyes. Blending it out a bit. I'm taking some of Ember on a big flat brush and I'm placing that on the lid on this outer half of the lid. Now I'm not adding any glue or anything today, I just want to see what the eyeshadow looks like on its own. I'm using Lush on that same eyeshadow brush. I just cleaned it off on my switch. And I'm placing that on the inner half of the eyelid. Not really getting as much as I would like on the brush. I'm just blending that into the other color. really have to dig in with the brush if we want to get some color payoff. Maybe this brush doesn't work well with it, I don't know. I'm taking Crisp on a small concealer brush. I'm using it for my inner corner highlight. I love using this brush as an inner corner highlight brush. And I'm just placing it everywhere and then dragging it up a bit, just to create a bit of light there. And then just dragging it on this innermost part of the lid. And I'm just taking a little bit on this inner corner on the lower lash line. I'm taking Flare on a thin flat brush and just placing that against the brow bone, just to lighten it up a little bit more. I'm taking Bark again on a bit smaller smudgy eyeliner brush, and I just want to try and deepen up here close to the lash line. It's outer half basically, just to lift that eyelid a bit. And then just deepen up against the lash line at the bottom. I'm just taking a small flat brush and just deepening up this ember a bit. I feel like I completely lost that ember color. Okay, then I'm going to go do my eyeliner and eyelashes, finish off my face makeup, and then I'll be back with the final eyeshadow look and my final thoughts. I'm back with the final look. I added some Creamy Coal eyeliner from Huda Beauty in the waterline, and then I just used the NYX Epic Ink liquid liner to do a wing at the top of the lash line, and I used the Maybelline Sky High mascara all over the lashes, and I didn't go very dramatic with the eyelashes today. I just added some of the Huda Beauty Hoodie Flares, the individual lashes, and then one of the natural chunks, just one of each on the ends of the eyelash to just give it a bit of a flare, but I didn't go anything more because I just wanted a bit more of a natural lash look today. So now let's get into my thoughts of the palette. Quality wise, I think it's very good quality. The mattes blended out very beautifully. I don't have any patchy areas or anything that I felt could have built up more or didn't have enough pigment. Everything worked out very well with regards to the formula. Even the shimmery shades ended up very pretty. I think I could probably get some more shimmer on the lid if I use my finger or use a bit of a tacky glitter glue or something to just grab onto that shimmery pigment. But all things considered, I think it turned out well. Do you need this palette, however? So here's my thoughts on that. If you are starting off with your makeup collection, you don't have a lot of makeup palettes and you're really drawn towards this eyeshadow palette, I think it's a great purchase. It has a lot of warm tones in there, not as many cool tones as a lot of people would think. And I feel like the color story is very beginner friendly. You can very easily do everyday kind of looks with this eyeshadow palette. The packaging is very pretty and it's high quality sturdy packaging, so you have that making up for the price point. However, I feel like I personally didn't really need it in my collection. I feel like a lot of the colors that I have in this palette I already have in other palettes. And if you're looking for something new and unique, this isn't really a unique color story or doesn't really contain very special colors. There's that one Equinox color that everybody keeps making a big deal about. It's a pretty color, but I don't feel like it's very unique. And everybody talks about the turquoise shift it has. And I can see a bit of a blue shift in there, but it's not something I would write home to. So there I blended it out on my hand just so you can get a better perspective of the shift of that color. And I didn't use that color in my eyeshadow look today. Maybe in the next time I do an eyeshadow look with this palette, I'll use that one. But I kind of felt like every second person is using that for their eyeshadow tutorials. And I wanted to do something that I'm very comfortable with today. So in summary, it's not like I regret buying the palette. It's a beautiful palette. It has beautiful, very blendable shades. The color story is pretty. It's very everyday usable, and I think it's a nice palette to travel with even. However, it's not something that I would highly recommend if you have a limited budget on purchasing eyeshadow palettes. And I feel there's many more of Natasha Denona's eyeshadow palettes that has a more diverse color story and would just give you a bit more value for your money. So let me know what you think. Do you like the eyeshadow palette? Is it something that you're considering to buy? Or does it just not really hit the spot for you? And then I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time, guys. Bye!